Is it worldly to watch movies, listen to music, etc.? Great question. Okay. So on the one hand, with First John, it talks about essentially loving the world. And so as Christians, we're not to love the world, especially in comparison with Christ, right? So our love for Christ should very much supersede any affection we have towards things in the world. However, we know that the world is under the power of Satan. Right? He's the power of the prince of the air, this sort of idea that he has been allowed by God to have dominion, in a sense, over this world, not superseding the authority of God, but because humans have sinned, we are originally made in the image of God. We were to have dominion over the earth. Because we sinned, we essentially gave that over to the devil, and so now he gets to make our lives miserable. So I think on the one hand, I would be very hard pressed to make the argument that anyone can listen to anything and watch anything, right? Especially if Satan is in control of the world. So I would say there is such a thing as overindulgence, right? To overindulge in entertainment. But I wouldn't quite go as so far as to say that you can't listen to any music, you can't watch any movies, you can't play any video games or something like that. I think the content of those things matters a lot more than just the entertainment platform that you are indulging in. So what I would say is just be mindful of what you put in front of your eyes and put in your ears. It seems like in the scriptures that Satan was actually in charge of the musical worship of heaven. So we can't just assume we can listen to everything. And to be honest, when I listen to songs from like Cardi B or other rappers or whatever, I mean, I'm like listening to these songs, I'm like, wow, this is not good for my soul. And when you watch other movies where it's just like constantly cussing and lewd content and very disturbing images, yeah, I would say those aren't very helpful, spiritually speaking. But it begs the question. Yeah, I mean, so like, where do you draw the line? It's like it seems like there's a lot of gray, right? So I would say, with regards to that, like stick to Christ as close as you can, be in love with Him as much as you can, and then live according to your conscience. And hopefully, your conscience isn't seared. Hopefully, your conscience is more aligned with the will of Christ. The more and more you spend time with Him, and you'll be able to discern through and feel uncomfortable with things that you know the Spirit is calling you to not indulge in.
Keep it dank, not a request.